Good morning as you join us here at Western Province Cricket Club in Cape Town for a playoff game in the World Masters Hockey. This is the World Cup and we're in the over 55 division. This is a game in a playoff match for the 5 to 8 position, so it's a semi-final and the winner of this will play in the 5-6 match to come 5th or 6th, and the loser will play for 7 and 8. We've got South Africa against Malaysia. Malaysia in yellow today and South Africa in all white. Interesting game. Both these two teams just missing out on the semi-final playoff games for the top spot. As the game starts off quickly, and Ramasamy just having a crack across the circle there to see if he can get some early action in this match. Malaysia ending third in their pool and South Africa fourth. South Africa ending fourth after being tied on points with France, but just behind on goal difference, and so losing out there by a couple of goals. Still would have ended up in the same playoff games, just not against Malaysia, obviously. As we look at South Africa trying to push forward there, and Malaysia coming away with the ball. Malaysia with a typical pattern of playing some players high, other players back, as Daliwa smashes it through, but almost intercepted there by South Africa as the ball gets smashed forward, and they're a crashing through ball, and Sarjot Singh just missing it on the piece, but he seems to be hanging high normally in the midfield. Looks like Pete Tate's been given the job of marking him for a short while, and now they're disbanding themselves, South Africa, and their back four pattern. Playing the ball out wide to Reid Ross. They're moving the ball in the midfield. Intercepted though. They're going to have to be careful in that part of the field. Malaysia just setting the trap as Nigel Gregory was waiting for that to happen. Ball just being intercepted in the midfield, and now a long ball getting crashed through. And an inside ball. This could be great, and if they can just have a circle entry, carrying the ball across. He's been hacked to get the short corner, I'm sure. He's got an opportunity. He flips it over the keeper, but saved on the line. Aruna Nantam, I think it got around. Golden opportunity for South Africa, and again, just the turnaround. Malaysia like to get the ball long and fast. And so, the ball being played across now. A golden opportunity up front there. And the game gets to kind of reset itself. South Africa now with the best opportunity of the match. But the scoreboard remains untroubled. Again, this is day 8 of tournament, and as you can imagine, on 8 days of hockey for the over 55 category, a lot of tired legs out there. Although one of them did tell me in the pre-match discussion that the ball gets smashed in again. Louis Gregory just hitting the ball down the middle as hard as he can to see who's waiting, but nobody at the end of that. The tournament's been so long now that the legs are just worn in and are just numb the whole time, so all good on that side. South Africa playing the ball at the back now, opting for the overhead, just a little too long. They still pick it up in the midfield. Again, a lot of players just warning the player on the ball that there's people coming. Finds a great ball out sideways, and the ball cracked into the circle, but Tate's there on route 1 to make sure that nothing comes through. As again, the ball gets fired in far post. A little bit tangled there on the goalkeeper's feet. A little crossover. Just checking who's starting in goals today. I don't. Looks like Kevin Green in goals. Keeps with their helmets on and going to disguise mode. Ball gets knocked over the top with the deflection, so it gets raised up in the air, but harmlessly over the baseline. Again, Malaysia set up on the outside here, looking for a big cross ball. They got a lot of space. South Africa with a full, I won't say half court defense, because they got a quarter court defense going here. Everybody back defending this. A whole lot of players. Behind the ball, just making sure that there's no easy route in here. Ramasamy having to play the ball very wide there. And then the crash ball coming in, as often does in this case. So, South Africa to reset on the 16. Don't want to rush it too much. Don't want to turn the ball over at the back. Going for the trough ball, but it's been cut off quite neatly. Yeah, Malaysia with a high striker have always Reid Ross out the sideline. They're trying to find the ball on the line. David Reid Ross. I just saw his son Justin, famous player for South Africa, and has played a lot in Holland, in the crowd today. A surprise visit from him, making the trip out with his son. So David Reid Ross having his son and grandson coming all the way from Amsterdam to watch him play. Give him an extra adrenaline rush to get himself moving on the field. South Africa again with the build-up play. Having to move the ball around. Need to be patient. Don't want to give the ball away too easily as they have over there, because again Malaysia aren't going to die wondering. They're going to smack the ball down the field. As South Africa managed that one quite carefully. South Africa again finding the congested ball. There was a ball out right there that was wide open to Janari, but again Louis Gregory, takes the ball long and likes to hit it when he gets there. He'll get the blow for that. Bit of attention being paid to the midfield there, but need to be focused on him as much as you can. Ball being carried across, but a good tackle there. Umpire just calling for play back to where it should be. They can be quite pedantic about these ones. As Janari works his way forward again. Just trying to build the ball along the sideline there. Farland just keeping the ball moving around. Steve Bell in the midfield, being tasked with being the kind of centre midfield player. He'll get the ball again, just keep moving the ball around, keeping it alive. Sajid Singh for Malaysia, not making any effort to come back. He'll stay out wide as he can, hoping for the turnover ball. Ball into the midfield, turned over. Just a risky ball when it goes in the midfield. Needs to have ball pace on it. South Africa track back and now going to put pressure on. And the turnover happening. Bell just looking for a ball forward there. Looking for the angle. Got a good run coming. Nobody tackling. He's going to have to be careful. Just the options ahead of the ball. Everybody but square. Long ball again. I think Pete Tate's going to have a lot of work doing intercepting those balls. Janari, the captain, moving the ball around. Hewitt all the way back as well. Little wounded rabbit pass to keep Bell happy. A lot of attention being paid to him by Nigel Gregory. And Janari again wide to Reid Ross. A little bouncy ball, which was difficult to deal with. He'll be frustrated with that. Ball pops out and Mark Paul fires it across to Ramasamy, who's always long and rangy. He likes to crack it in from there generally. Ball being deflected back into play. Kept everybody in the action there. That was interesting. Ball been smashed to baseline and then deflected back into play again. Looked like Kareem, who was on the baseline. Made a good run there, and Sargent was waiting for the deflection, so it looked intentional that they were trying to play the ball hard in for a simple deflection. South Africa going into the mini triangle, keep passing the ball mode, just trying to make it happy as the ball goes over the top. It's going to be a chase out wide. And again, the ball being set up. McLaughlin on the far side, just making the ball live. Another ball in the midfield. That's Edie getting into the game for the first time. We've seen him. And he's in out. As Malaysia come away with the ball again. Kareem on the far side cracks it into Reid Ross's foot to the baseline like they did last time. Nigel Gregory this time with the ball on the baseline, trying to, again, feed it back. Sarjot Singh forever lurking in that area, trying to get something out of it wherever he can. South Africa putting good pressure on. Nice steal, coming with the ball. Needs to find the through ball, can't carry it for too long because Louis Gregory being tackled back there. It was unfortunate. It was a collision of sticks, it wasn't intentional. Long ball being crashed through again as South Africa have to be wary of those long balls. They're going to be set up the whole time. We've seen it as a typical pattern. Malaysia this tournament, in fact, in their previous game we commentated on, kept 4 people right high. They were chasing goals. Kept players right out of the game, and they played a 5 back, 5 forward, and a massive hole in the midfield. Asked all the questions, but it didn't work for them in that game, and I think partly one of the reasons they're playing with this pattern is there are some tired legs out there. Not everybody as Andy Mallet in the midfield does a good job of just turning the ball and keeping it safe there. This World Cup has been fantastic in Cape Town. Lovely place to be for any team in a tourist. Long tournament played over many days. I think it's going to be a total of 10 days in total at the end of this. And unfortunately, just a ball getting too much power being pushed out the sideline there. Teams from all over the world. And this is the second of the Masters tournaments that have happened this year. There's a consolidation happening between all the tournaments. The first tournament for the over 35s and over 40s took place in Nottingham in England recently. This version of the tournament for a slightly older age group happening in Cape Town, and then there's still one more to go, a men's tournament that's going to have, can you believe it, up to an over 75 group. I was chatting to Simon Mason, he was giving us an indication that he had 34 people arrive at the trials for the over 75 England trials. And so, fantastic to see. That's going to be in Tokyo, sorry, at the end of the year, and fantastic to see so many people still playing hockey as they progress in the age only a number, I suppose. Mallett just trying to get the ball wide to Reid Ross down the line. We're trying to see if we can set it up here. There's a time here for circlage. He needs a power ball. The power ball does come in. I don't think Edie was expecting that. In fact, probably might have been a very good dummy that beats him there. Graham Edie just overrunning that one slightly. As Reg Murray just trying to get hold of that ball. A little bit too much attention being paid there. Everybody happy and giving the high fives, but I think it's going to be a short card coming here. A little high five. Nobody harmed in the incident, but it does mean South Africa now have to play with a yellow card. I'm sorry, green card. A 2-minute suspension. And as often happens when you're a man down, you're tired anyway, as we see a good running coming through from... Good tackle coming from Reid Ross. And Ramasamy always a factor in there. And he will be. At some stage, he delivers a long ball. There it comes. Andy Mallett with the interception. Or self-defense, depends where you look at it. Either way. Ball going across, and Reid Ross just with a deft little touch on it. Moving it out sideways. And then Batchelor with a card on the sides for an over-eager tackle. Again, Mallett with the interception. Trying to get the ball upfield. Unfortunately, McLaughlin just missing his pass, slightly behind the man picking up as Reid Ross picked it up now. It's going to come in field. Janari back on the field. A lot of space, like I said, in the midfield because Malaysia do hang a lot of people back. Wait for you to bring the ball to them. Janari now resorting for the long pass to Leah Nolan, but Nolan just out of reach. As we see the tournament, Nolan fully running. He's punches well below his age in terms of his legs. Can run for days. Interception in the midfield. Edie, time. McLaughlin on the edge of the D, just couldn't turn and shoot fast enough. So we haven't had a short corner yet in this match. Game, I would say, fairly even, although South Africa had a golden opportunity right in front of the goal mouth. That, when watching the replay, they're going to be a little upset about. Janari just passing the ball back here, trying to find. And then the through ball coming, the deflection from Nolan. Ball onto the baseline, just trying to hang on to. Unfortunately, Till just unable to bring it in, but Nolan's won it back. Janari firing the ball in, and McLaughlin just catching it on his shin pad, unfortunately, as Malaysia, as quickly as they win the hit, you see players spreading down the field as fast as possible to get ahead of the ball. Ronan Nantam will probably throw an overhead. No, he's going for the big hit. Intercepted by McLaughlin. Nolan with the ball on the right. He'll try and run baseline as he usually does. And unfortunately, he's beaten by the clock as time runs out in this first quarter. The game tied at 0-0. And as in the go by, this is going to be a very close match. We'll bring you the rest of the game later.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people. It's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe, and ready to host you.
Welcome back as you join us. the Masters World Cup. This is hockey, and we have Malaysia playing against South Africa in the over 55 category. This match is a playoff game, semi-final if you like to call it that, but for 5 and 8 position. Nolan just lifting that ball slightly high as the ball gets crashed long again, and Singh this time looks like he's got tired legs and maybe carrying an injury, because he is just hanging high today. Been more of a target than being a playmaker as before. In the past for this tournament, he has been playing in the midfield and been one of the people carrying the ball forward. Mark Paul now setting the game off again. Louis Gregory's been one person that carries it wide. He'll deliver at some stage with a big hit. And there it comes, cracking the ball in. And those balls, when they've got a bit of air on them, they're not dangerous for the lifted, but they're enough to just be difficult to trap. As you saw, a whole bunch of South Africans trying to get a stick on that, but not successful, as they get to reset at the back. Again, the ball going forward. South Africa have to look after it better. They can't afford to give it away in the midfield easily. It is difficult with Malaysia hanging back, but you need to find those gaps, and the runners need to find the gaps. As Malaysia now, Gregory again playing the ball out wide. This could be loose. Kappas are running, they're coming, but Mark Paul, the first one to get to it, and a cracking ball around untime to the far side. Comes across to Ramasamy. He'll find something in the P spot. Ramasamy fires it in. Gets intercepted from South Africa. Very well picked up in the line. There's Andy Mallett's on the ball now, trying to find the through ball. This will be a really good pass. Give it to Farland on the, and he's going to pass it on the line, and now Nolan's going to pick it up. There's too many Malaysians in front of him, but needs to be creative yet. Again, being pushed out into that far corner. What some people in hockey call the dead zone. Ball rolls in. It gets tapped through by Hewitt, I think. Or Till, sorry, it was Till. But getting nothing for that is Dhaliwal steps to the party. The sweeper for Malaysia hits the long ball. South Africa got a lot of space in the midfield. Mallet, Janari and Edie wide open most of the time. Just to get the ball cleanly to them, and then South Africa will have a chance to then keep it going. Like we said before, that Malaysia got a lot of players back in their own 22, just waiting. A very spread pattern. It's the 5 and 5. 5 high in the field and 5 back. Which means South Africa got to be clever on their box here. The ball on the sideline, but Farland won't be happy with that ball to him. Wasn't exactly on his stick, as bit of pressure being put onto Sundar there. McLaughlin trying to get it up, but now around an untime with a long ball. That's cheap, as that actually was so well trapped by Nigel Gregory. That ball had gas and was flying in the air. South Africa just been a little bit careless on the ball now. They can't afford this, because one ball in the circle in the short corner and they're going to be in trouble. And there it is. Andy Mallett's arriving, and umpire saying it hit. And he's saying it hit Andy Mallett's foot. He's bemused by it. I have to go to the replay for that, because the ball was crashed in across. South Africa just a little bit careless with the ball, and ball coming into the D there. It did look like it hit a foot, can't lie. After all, Andy Mallett's protesting, and it was Mark Paul who ran it in. There's Malaysia now with Gregory on top. That's Louis Gregory. He's been hitting a lot of these injections a little bit slow, but he'll take it across and hit it. Cracking shot. He's going to get a reshot. Hits the second shot. That is 2 good saves in a row, and that's fantastic to see, because the first shot had a lot of pace on it, low and hard. Mark Stenry in goals for South Africa. 2 good saves there, especially the second one, which had pace on it and air. And he saved across. A double save there, and we know from Louis Gregory in the past, he's got a very strong hit on him, and he's got the ball again now. But badgered by Graham Eady there, and Graham Eady's going to give it the me look. Hockey players have practiced that look over the years when looking at the umpire. The picture of innocence. Part of the game, and the strategy is Ramasamy is now on the ball. He'll normally carry this back and then hits it in. Oh, going for the conservative to Gregory. He'll not shy on the big hit. Mallet this time with a good pickup. Passing to White to Nolan, who's got space in front, but again, like I said, Dhaliwal's hanging right back on his own 22, so when they get through this, they still got to get to him. Tiller with the ball on the side. Come back to Edie. Keeping the ball moving, yeah. Ball moving on the side. Mallet trying to find an option. Warren Folland just hitting the ball a bit long. I think South Africa can't underestimate the small game here. The mini passes need to keep the patience up. You can never have enough mini passes. The game does open up if you keep the ball moving. And the coaching staff will be sending that message to them pretty soon. Be patient, because that's what Malaysia are doing. And there it is, Janari with the ball. Across to Till. Andy Mallet's having to turn around the midfield, but he still got it. Again, patience game. Looking for options. Fantastic sliding dive on the far side there. Bell on the field. Ball being pulled out by Gregory, but I think that was intentional and no control. So umpire saying to Louis Gregory, you did pull the ball back, but then followed through with your body, and evasive action had to be taken. So when you force it through somebody, if there's going to be body contact, umpires never take kindly to that. A good ball into the D. Louis Gregory had control, and then he pushed it through the legs of, looked like Janari, and then followed through by running after it and running to Janari. So umpire saying we'll have none of that. And South Africa now with their first PC of the game. The discussion ensuing. A couple of changes happening here. Some discussions. It looks like Batchelor has been tasked with this job to hit it. The ball comes out, gets rolled in. He does hit it into first row stick, but it's still loose. Janari's got no. Janari leaves it. Ball popped in for Janari now. Little mini game ensuing. They're trying to find a foot. Ball gets fired. Ball gets fired in, and I think a couple of South African players were hoping for advantage there. Can't lie, I couldn't see a clear shot on, so the reset, not a bad thing in this situation. Again, South Africa another chance. Reed Ross is on the castle now. Do you think his son's getting some drag flicking lessons? Here it comes. He goes for the option through his legs, and then the flick at goal. It's going to pop in. It's a loose ball. And that, unfortunately, was a golden opportunity that went by. Reed Ross with a tuck through his legs. A flick on target. And then a bit of goalmouth melee as everybody tries to hit it. As the ball comes across the circle and go to the baseline. It looked like, trying to see it, a fantastic chance. It came with a ricochet. It looked like it hit the postman's foot, but it wasn't. The ball then running out, and Grant Hewitt just couldn't get his stick on it. He would have been in despair because you could see an open goalmouth in front of him and the ball just being tapped away as he got to it. As again, this game very equal, which is nice to see. I mean, you get to this playoff time of the tournament and the two teams from two different pools have finished in relative similar positions, so you do often find that at this time of the tournament the teams are of equal strength, or fairly equal strength, unless the pools are really, really obscure, but that doesn't normally happen, so this is going to be a great battle. The winner here going to play for 5 and 6. Tomorrow or Monday, I can't remember which day it's on. Ball popping loose. Trying to carry the ball forward, and I think that's also, he's lost control of the ball, he's running to this man. You have to keep control when you're running to somebody. he might be an obstacle, but you have to keep control of the ball. Good steal going on there. Lots of players in front of the ball. Ball out wide. Cross coming, and Janari can have a shot now. Pulls the trigger, finds the keeper again. And the turnover happened. In the crowd, you can hear all up in arms. They really wanted that to happen, but Kahagani in goals with a fantastic save. Comes out quite far on the line. And Ghani making a great save that Janari thought he was in. Just hit the ball too straight as the ball comes across. And that's a fantastic step by Tate. Ball running forward now. Bell passing out wide. Hewitt now coming back in again. Tate fine high in the field. Mallet now joining the party. Just keep the passing game and they'll be fine. I need to keep the patience. And there the patience ran out. It's almost like there's a tank of patience out there and somebody's opened the plug at the bottom, and when the patience runs out, it doesn't get refilled. Mallet now has the ball. Goes for the overhead. Edie got the ball on the side here. Trying to find the ball across to the edge of the circle, but not got it. And now Ramasamy on the other side. And yeah, Sajat Singh gets involved. Pops the ball back to Ramasamy. He's going to go around. He gets interfered with. I think, if anything, that interference is called for the foot, not for the obstruction. But you can see that a whole lot of the fans on the side are calling for the penalty stroke. They called for the foot first. Again, end-to-end stuff. We had a circle entry on the far side. Edie passing the ball in the circle and losing it. Then the long ball down the field to Ramasamy, who, with a deft little backhand from Sajat Singh, got himself around. And I think he actually had lost control. So penalty corner for the foot is the outcome. Sajat Singh gets the ball in and smashed on target by Arana Nantam, but in goal South Africa, Mark Stenry, as he has been this whole match, a wall so far. As South Africa come across, they're going to just need to be more patient. Bell knocking the ball across. Not intercepted there as Nigel Gregory gets the ball back, and Mark Paul Gregory and now Louis Gregory on top of the ball. Cutting the ball nicely in field. Gregory being pursued here by Edie, and Edie putting good pressure on him. Resulted in the mistake. Couldn't get the ball out to Kareem on the far side there. South Africa get to reset as Reid Ross is looking for options. And again, there are lots of options open for South Africa. The simple options. There are the more complicated ones that people are trying to find. But the small ball like that, Andy Mallet, just keeping the ball rolling. Bell now on the back of the field, and just need to keep moving the ball around. Everybody calling for the ball, but just got to be safe. Safe and neat is what they need to do right now. No need to move the ball too far. Still 4 minutes in this quarter. Score 0-0. Consolidation is probably what's really called for yet. Again, a little bit scrappy ball now as Reid Ross comes away with it. Gets to look forward, goes for the drop pass. Hewitt's now got the ball, looking to see if he can find, again, not looking for the simple option, trying to go for the complicated one, then comes to his senses. Turns around, and again, South Africa just need to keep moving the ball around here. Reg Marais just finding Mallet. No, sorry, that's Bell. And Edie now looking for a scan. He's got runners going ahead. If he can just find one through. And again, Dhaliwal. He's got to be one of the most patient defenders I've seen for a long time. And he gets called in action when needed. Hewitt's going to go big here. They needed some deflectors mid-circle. Everybody going high circle. Always important to when attacking a circle that you occupy in all the different zones of the circle. You can't have everybody on the P-spot or everybody in the goal mouth. Often just the wide-angle circles and the zones that are not on Route 1 are more important to be involved in because defenders are not staying there normally. As some great tackling there by Reid Ross. Sundar just got a whole lot of attention paid to him over there. Couldn't get away from that. Injuratara throwing a massive overhead. It's good land loose. Nigel Gregory's eyes lit up there. He thought he was going to come into the driving range. Waiting for the ball to land. Again, South Africa on the build-up. Chris John making the pass out wide to Hewitt. He's going to find a long ball through. John going to dive. That was just good hockey all around. Chris John made the pass in the middle, followed through on his run, and crowd got super excited over that one. Great chance, and he scored a dive. It's not often you see people diving at this level. Bodies don't bounce as well as they used to, and so people generally come to their senses and don't throw it on the line. But in that case, definitely the mix of the ball to P-spot. This could be another one in there, but you're not going to get anything easy. Through Garni, the goalkeeper, as the ball comes in. And it looked like Hewitt just got himself a little bit tangled. Ortal up high as well. Petronian ranging. South Africa winning another ball through. Again, pestering the circle. The hook pull on the keeper. Saved on the line. Goalmouth scramble. I think they're going to call a short corner, but I think Hewitt would have ruined the chance that he was in front of the goal and just couldn't put it in. It's a couple of times now they've been right on the goalkeeper's feet and they've, pushing through pads. Unfortunately, you're not going to get much through. Grant Hewitt taking on the foam rubber, and as many forwards have learned that not much goes through the foam rubber. You got to go around it. Action stuff here as we go into the last minute of this quarter. Oh, lie. That is the end of time. As we will play out the short corner. Penalty corner gets finished and the ball comes out. It's going to be rolled in. It's going to be a zigzag option. And they're going to fire it in. It's going to be wide and dangerous, but they might reward it again. Again, it's a shot right in front of the keeper. South Africa somehow finding themselves on the keeper's doorstep way too often. And just a little bit too close. Kahagani covering all the options as he has done so well in this match. Again, South Africa with another penalty corner. And now a couple more people. Reid Ross takes the top. And Reid Ross normally is the playmaker from here. Let's see what he comes up with. Being cheered on by his son Justin. There it comes. Pushes it in. Doesn't get much forward, but they can still play on. Loose ball, and I think Lugo is going to hit this far away, and that'll be half-time. This game's still tied at 0-0, end-to-end stuff, and we look forward to a fantastic second half of hockey.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back as you join us for the second half of this Masters hockey match at the World Cup in Cape Town. It's in the over 55 category. It's a playoff game for the 5 to 8 position. The winner of this will get to play for 5 and 6. The loser for 7 and 8. Game tied at 0-0 between South Africa and Malaysia. End-to-end stuff. I think both teams have had really good chances. Maybe South Africa 1 or 2 more. As the ball gets moved down the sideline. Chris John is playing their ball wide. Warren Fowler on the far side. Got the ball, as you said. The South African team got space to play in the midfield, just need to be patient. Janari firing a ball forward there. Hewitt just come back to fetch it. And being dispossessed by Ramasamy, he'll knock it forward. Sarjot Singh will pick it up. A little bit of control, but Kearns just blocking that off and saying, you don't have the legs to get around me. Sarjot. Ball through. This could be a great little touch. Looked like Nolan running through there. Yeah, it was Nolan. Making the crossfield run. Leo Nolan and unable to pick the ball up on his backhand, but good delivery through the lines. So again, the long ball by Malaysia gets smacked through and South Africa don't deal with this time. They eventually get it. Kearns playing across to Janari. And now we're out on the right. Mallett's looking for some ball. Need to keep the ball here. Hewitt, Janari need to be patient. Unfortunately, the ball being played through there. Steve Bell leaving it thinking that Chris John was behind him. And the ball going harmlessly over the baseline. And Louis Gregory stepping right across to take this for Malaysia. He's got a big hit on him. Hits the ball straight into Chris John, but he'll get the free hit and he gets to take a quick one. This will be good. Hewitt needs to find this ball into the D. Does find one in. Ball loose and the crack being hit. The ball did pop up on the stick there. I think it was South 10. I can't see from here. Ball popped up. South 10, the ball popped up and lost control. Then tried to take a big swing at it. Missed the ball and hit the stick. I think he's broken his stick. Just checking, yeah. He's asking for a new one. And no, he's also been substituted. Not sure what's going on yet. But anyway, holding his stick in there. Janari now going to inject South Africa with another short corner. Nice clean ball out. Looks a bit hesitant. And the flick going off by Hewitt. He had me confused there because I thought he was looking for a slip. He scanned, and then he just flicked it. Not a drag flick, slip flick if you want to be descriptive on that one. Because he did hesitate for a long time. Drag flick is normally running over the ball with a big drag before him, but he stopped it, had a scan, and then he just had a flick in target. Not sure if goalkeeper Ghani was unsighted there, because he normally takes care of those things. But South Africa now with a 1-0 lead. Hewitt with a goal. And if you're a South African supporter, you'd probably say that that had been coming for a while. But having watched a couple of Malaysian games, there's always a chance for a counter. South Africa need to be patient again. Get the build-up game. Nolan on the far side of the running game. A lot of pressure being applied to him by Kareem as South Africa now got a little bit of enthusiasm. Ball at Hewitt's foot and he owned up to it. Umpire didn't see it at first, but then ball coming through, and again Roland Antam just cracking that ball downfield. Mallet putting his stick out and ball being knocked out. Mark Paul was there, but he couldn't pick it up as Sarjot Singh has now come back to be part of the build-up, and he'll throw lots of long ball, as you've seen there, right across the field. And the delivery coming. Ball being left there by... I'm trying to pick it up. Looked like Batchelor, but... Yeah, Batchelor leaving their ball through, which was interesting. Brave. Must have known from the comms from behind him from Green that there was nobody behind him. If it was comms, it was good comms. Kev Green, as all his friends call him, Superman. Reed Ross looking for options. Yurts on the small ball. Mallet just being patient. That is good hockey. Keep it. Janari on the ball. Being caught in possession. That's going to be a card. That is not a good tackle at all. Nigel Gregory had the run through, then Janari turned around to break down the play and just caught him halfway up. And Sarjot Singh now going to throw a ball over the top. Ramasami's now got it. He's going to crack it across. Normally good skill. He's looking for something here. Can he find anything across the goal face? And a short corner ensuing. Looks like it said the ball came and hit Batchelor. Or possibly Kearns. Looks like Kearns, I think. Ball came back and hit him on the foot. And Ramasamy, as he has this whole tournament, when he prowls around the right-hand side, he's looking for delivery all over the place. And he fired one across the circle there. South Africa got two at first, but on the rebound, it's landed on a South African foot. And again, everybody crowding in the circle for that cross. Need some space elsewhere as they get to reset for the PC. We haven't had a Malaysian PC for a while, and Sarjot on top. Ball coming out a bit bouncy. Sarjot's going to go for the push into the ejector. He's got time on the ball. He pushes it straight into Green and gets the re-award. But very good option taken there by Sarjot Singh, because it looked like he was going to slip it short to his slipper and went back to the injector. As Malaysia get another one coming out. Again, there's a short slip. Gregory with a big hit, and he doesn't hit it that big. And the ball gets knocked past the post. I think that was lucky, as Sundar was in the front of the goal and just couldn't get a stick on it, and when he did, it knocked it past the left upright. One of those replays you just don't want to watch later, because you know it's not going to be pretty. As South Africa now with Leon Nolan down the field are trying to get themselves going. Big hit out the back from Daliwa. And South Africa winning the midfield. Need to consolidate now. Bell just in the midfield consolidating. Farland trying to throw an overhead, and that probably wasn't the best option, because it's going to turn around a big one, yeah. Need to be patient on the deck, and now Sarjot Singh's going to get it. Who's he going to go to? He goes for the turn. Sundar's on the run, yeah. He's going to have time on the ball. He's got runners in front. Ramasami's waiting. Ball gets cracked across. Unfortunately, just no run being made by Nigel Gregory. Soon Kareem had run wide to pull the defender out the way, and Ramasamy was behind his man, and so nothing coming from that. South Africa now with Janari back on the field, back to full numbers. Looking for options, running it too close, going to push through. Could be an option on the far post. Keeper comes to meet, and the ball gets hit across the face of the goal. Chris John just hitting the ball. Not sure if he was crossing the ball or if he was trying to find the back of the net. Either way, Janari finding the pass through, and Malaysia survive another scare. But again, this game only 1-0. Still a long way to go in this game. Lots of hockey to be played as the ball gets carried forward for the 5 yards. Wide to Janari. He's got pressure on him. Ramasamy with his long arms. And now the ball being tucked away, but Mark Paul not going to get the intercept. Ball rolling into the circle, and McLaughlin leading towards it. Took a stick on the way and hoping for the blow, but didn't happen. And again, they need the small pass here. Ball going forward. Unfortunately, every time South Africa carry the ball towards the defenders, they run out of space. So the early pass is needed. Edie out to Janari. He's going to deliver the ball in the circle. Deflection. That deflection came from Steve Bell, top of the circle, not even far. And there comes the big clearance. And again, Sarjot Singh is lurking. He's got some hands. Kearns gets a foot on that. Just enough. And again, Sarjot Singh not happy. We've seen that before. And he gets to run the ball 5. Now he's going to move it trying to find options. He just wants a short corner. That's all he needs. Ball gets fired in. A loose ball, and I think the first one got fired in properly. Sajat Singh actually looked like he was aiming for the foot. A lot of South Africans protesting about what that hits. As a friend of mine, Craig Fulton, always says, the video never lies, and we'll go back to the video footage after the game and have a big debate about what happened there. But it looked like Sajat Singh fired in nice and neatly, caught something. I think Kearns was saying they might have been lifted. As Malaysia now get a short corner. They just missed two recently. They're very close, and they're going to be thinking they need one. Yeah, ball out again, a little bit too slow. They need more pace on this. Sajat goes on the dribble. He's going to take a slip. Kevin Green sliding out. The Superman came flying. As now we've got the counter-attack happening. If they can keep possession, the 3v2. There's play on the left here. If he looks left, I think left's the option. He goes right. He doesn't go right. He goes straight into Dhaliwal, who is the minimalist of defenders, and knocks the ball out. And that's going to be a big win. McLaughlin was lurking down the left-hand side here. It looked like he looked up to see if he could give it to him, and then decided against it. As again, Chris John. Hello. Steve Bell in the midfield there. Wide open again, Janari. Again, running with the ball. Just got to be careful. Doesn't run into the defender's tackle zone. Timing taken here. Chris John going to cross it with the backhand. Ball line loose. And a neat little diving tackle there. That was a game saver. Mark Paul, I think it was. Mark Paul making a little diving knock on the ball and tapping the ball into South African foot. Zara Lantam keeps persisting down the middle. Edie now's got time on it. He's trying to find a runner. The ball goes through. There was an indication up front from Craig Till that he wanted the ball on his right-hand side. As the game continues, the ball went behind him. Long ball over the top. Not trapped this time, unfortunately. Soon Kareem just let the ball go past him. He's catching the top edge. And now Graham Eady with time. Needs to find the mini game. Goes for the overhead. Interesting. It's going to be difficult to control. Dhaliwal gets it. Game still being played. Touch being happening in front of the goal. Chris John lurking up there for the angle deflection. But again, Kahagani on the goal there, just neatly palming it away as the long ball down the field comes again, and Reid Ross this time intercepts. Malaysia just guilty of keeping players behind South Africa, and South Africa being able to scoop and pick up the loose ball. Steve Bell just moving the ball around neatly. Reid Ross with a little hatch pass. Chris Orchel saying, a little too much for me, thank you. And Dhaliwal, I guess, a reset. And he has got long range vision. He's going to go hit as far as he can. There it comes. It is a loose ball. Nigel Gregory coming in there. Popped loose by Reggie Murray. South Africa consolidating and just need to keep moving the ball. There's nothing wrong with the small game. Chris John, a lot of hassle being paid to him, but he still got it. Kareem came flying through there, but didn't get anything. And now Reid Ross with a backhand hatch ball. Making sure Bell has to move for that. Tate on the field, well rested. Murray again. South Africa needs to keep the mini game going. There's no need to take this into contact just yet. Wait for the chance to open. Ball T-point. They're in the D here if they find a foot. That's all they need. Chris John trying to make a run through there, not meeting up with Otto. The two Chris's working together. And now we have Malaysia with Nigel Gregory down the left-hand side, taking it a long way. Nobody to play with. There's a lot of South Africans in the way. He plays it back to hatch ball that came from Tara. Haven't seen Tara for a while in this game. Injured Tara. And now South Africa with the ball. 2 minutes on the clock in this quarter. There's Janari now playing wide to Reid Ross. Reid Ross owning this left half position. Specialist. Alan Batchelor on the side. Playing with Pete Tate. Again, Tate scanning for long, but doesn't have to go too big. Goes to Reg Marais, who just loses the ball over the sideline. Won't be happy with that. Over being intercepted nicely there. And again, the build-up play. Just need to be patient. Big run from Edie on the far side. Can he get there? Edie's eyes livened up, and he got there. I could see him making that run from a long way out, taking his man on and losing the ball. But it's 50 seconds to go, and so probably taking the ball in that far corner is not a bad idea. Graham Edie on the run there. Have to deal with Ramasamy, who's got long arms. Ball popping back now. Taha. Again in the ball. Looking for options. Try to pop it through to Singh. But ball being intercepted by Alan Batchelor. As the clock runs down, yeah. I think everybody's going to slow it down. 17 seconds on the clock. There's no rush on this. 1 love up, South Africa. They're going to consolidate. Malaysia need to go and regroup. And again, ball being smacked across by Graham Edie, but looking ahead. Leo Nolan just didn't see that coming too early as we end this quarter. South Africa now 1-0 up. Stamping their foot on this game, and we look forward to a final last quarter.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room. Thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation. And about training and improving those skills. Looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
Welcome back as you join us for the last quarter of this 5-8 playoff match between South Africa and Malaysia at the World Masters Hockey Cup. Bit of plastic packet on the field there as the umpire's going to grab onto that. South Africa leading this game 1-0. This is in the O55 division. And super close encounter on both sides. South Africa the goal up. The neat flick from a penalty corner. I want to say drag flick, but it was a flick from top of the castle that Hewitt managed to get off superbly into the top corner. And otherwise, there have been opportunities on both sides. Malaysia struggled to find the ball to their forward. South Africa have been very good at their defense, but vice versa. South Africa have been having trouble finding forwards in the circle as well. A good show that good defense in this kind of level of hockey is needed. And both teams have been very stingy with what they've given away up front. Kahagani in the Malaysian goal has been value for money with his saves as South Africa rotated their keepers. Mark Stenner in the first half was fantastic, and again Kevin Green's come on now and had 2 or 3 fantastic saves as Malaysia were trying to get through the baseline there. Got themselves a little bit stuck. Graham Eady put all the pressure on as Graham Eady does get the ball now. South Africa looking for simple options, and there goes a through ball, but Chris Ortle didn't make a run to the ball there. Waited for him to come to him, and Johari coming for a crashing dive across as Dhaliwal gets the ball forward to Gregory. Gregory taking a bit of contact. That's clumsy ×2. Gregory being bundled off the ball there. Steve Bell doing the hard yards there as Arula Nantam, as he has his whole game, taking out the Big Bertha long driver, trying to smash the ball forward. Unfortunately, Ramasamy was well covered by Reed Ross. And now the ball is rolling a mile away. People are looking for the ball. South Africa in no rush to get this going. As Sarjot Singh issuing commands. Ball gets thrown down the field, but that's more relief ball. The ball goes harmlessly over the baseline. Couple of people that have been watching online, you're welcome to post some comments in the chat section of the YouTube. We'll see if we can put it on there. A bit of come on Malaysia and go South Africa. So some good support of people online watching this around the world. As, South Africa with Janari, comes away with the ball. Steve Bell passing to Ortsel finding the ball on the sideline to Nolan. Nolan's good for running. Gets a crashing tackle from Arula Nantam. He might be lucky there. He apologized. Often the apology not accepted by umpires, and they normally give the blow anyway. Mallet trying to find a ball in, but Louis Gregory on the route one, catching the ball with his left hand. I'm not sure. I think Janari and or Ortle were making a lead to that, but a little bit hopeful. Again, South Africa, when they have played the small game, have been in the business, and when they turn over the ball, Malaysia pounce as quickly as they can to head it downfield. Malaysia hanging 2 forwards high at the moment. Looks like Louis Gregory and Singh keeping themselves high on the field in case they win it. Good little slip ball and a slip slap. It's one of those ones where Mallet and Nolan were thinking on the same wavelength, but Ortle ahead wasn't. As Gregory hits the ball so hard. Knocks it forward, and Ramasamy's been good value for money, trying to get the ball forward, long rangey running style. He always comes across his forehand and then makes a big delivery. There he does. Nigel Gregory and just firing on a foot. Reg Marais was set up in front, but that was well planned. They weren't going for a shot on target. There was simply a case of get the short corner. And Malaysia have been guilty of injecting the ball a little bit too slowly. Ramasamy on top of the castle, the trapper, has had to wait ages for this one. They might want to send a message to Gregory up saying, Larger Gregory, get some pace on this, mate, because Sarjot Singh hasn't had time to do much, and the first wave has run to all of these. A couple of teams resorting to slapping or hitting the ball in from the short corner to get some pace on it. Nigel Gregory still going for the wide stance. Flat pull, comes out much quicker this time. Gets rolled across. Sarjot, not sure what he wanted to do there, but Marais coming out hard. Catching him on the shin pad. Nice solid thunk, we could hear it all the way from here. As they get to reset again. And now they're going to stop time because it hit him on the shin pad, but he felt it. Sometimes the shin pad does its job fantastically well and you don't feel a single thing, and sometimes it hits you on the shin pad and it hits you on a nerve and it feels like somebody shot you in the foot. Malaysia with the injection. Coming out straight to Singh this time. He's going to have a pull to Gregory and Green's out and going for the lob and the tap over. That is a fantastic save. When they watched the replay for this, I think it was Alan Batchelor was on the line there. Indeed. The ball got lobbed over by Louis Gregory. He saw Kevin Green was flying out. And with the backhand high, he's going to probably give us a label somewhere. He's tapped it over the crossbar. Of course, he'll say it was deliberate. He had it all planned. And a ball that had been lobbed into an open net. A goal being saved. And again, a crashing ball after that in, and Ramasamy just overran it. As the ball coming on the sideline, Hewitt's trying to make a decision. Don't know why he went for the over there, because Mallet was wide open right next to him. Maybe Mallet didn't buy him a drink last night. Went for the complicated overhead. South Africa again. Need to consolidate, keep the ball for long periods here. And again, Arul Anantam, I think everybody's expecting it. Graham Eady doing the tumble and roll. Again, he's going to hit it again. He does lift it. This time, interesting enough, the ball gets lifted all the way to the circle. South Africa hoping for a blow, but there wasn't actually anyone in the way to be dangerous. Sarjot Singh gets an edge on it in the D, so if it had gone in the goals, it would have been a goal. Kevin Green came out and gave it the big France Stain drop kick over the top. And all resorted to nothing. Sarjot Singh asking for the blow, but that cleared him by Country Mile. Kevin Green been pumping iron in the gym with his legs. As Reid Ross coming in for a tackle, and Sarjot Singh dangling it out there, and a yellow card. That is an interesting elevation of cards at this point of the game. That's a yellow card, 5 minutes for a bad tackle, so double penalty here. South Africa get in the yellow card and a short corner against them. So that'll be 5 minutes with the players short, which will take them to roughly 3 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go in this game. So they'll play the last 4 minutes at full strength, hopefully. But for the next 5, Malaysia have to think that they're going to chance here. And Malaysia have been good in previous games when teams have had cards of overload in the front line. South Africa taking their time in putting their protective gear on. Batchelor making sure that everything's in place. Ball gets rolled in. Umpire calls for an early break. Umpire calls for an early break. And your injector has to get ejected if one of your forwards breaks early. So Nigel Gregory will be kicked out of the short corner. We'll have to replace the injector. Louis Gregory goes to inject. If I'm correct, Louis was hitting these balls instead of just pushing them. Let's see what he does this time. Some changes happening here. Ramasamy on the left now. No. Louis Gregory, and again, Batchelor deliberately making sure all his protective gear is in order. Ball comes out a little bit slow. Singh within a drag flick, catching Kevin Green's, the goalkeeper's stick. I'm not sure where it caught it, but it came flopping up across him with a slow motion and trundled into the goal. So Sarjot Singh with a flick, and in fact, very similar flick to what how South Africa scored their goal with Hewitt, and that's made this game 1-1 with 7 minutes to go. South Africa got a card, so they're a man down for the next 3-4 minutes. And this game wide open. Of course, if this game ends level, we do go to a shootout. The ball gets knocked forward. Hewitt trying to find the option. I lie, not Hewitt, Till, sorry, my bad. And Aaron Nantam with the long hit again. South Africa with Mallet just want to consolidate the midfield game. Keep the passes going. Nice. Now Hewitt's on the field and Janari. Again, players in front. Just keeping the game moving. Bell, Hewitt, just need to keep the ball in front of them. There's a lot of Malaysian players. Need to work the angles. Okay, Malaysia stalwarts in defence here. You can see Louis Gregory and everybody on the man on the ball. Good little turn there. Again, great little turn. Ball being turned and shot. The short corner given. It was lifted, but I don't think Steve Bell's going to ask where or how that went. But they've earned themselves a short corner. It was lifted, but not dangerous. It's a fine line these days between what's a lifted ball and what's a dangerous ball. And, of course, when it hits you, it always hurts. But in that case, it hit the shin pad. So the turn and hit there. South Africa now get a short corner. We've got 5.5 minutes on the clock. Hewitt last time with a flick. Caught goalkeeper Kaha Ghani off guard. Don't think Ghani's going to fall for that one again. Couple of options lined up here. Looks like Batchelor on top. Comes in, he hits it. Lifted too high, unfortunately, and it was going wide. I think it's lifted, yes. The disengaged umpire saying that was too high. Caught him, and I think he was correct there. Good team umpiring together there. Working in tandem. I wrote an on-time game for the short ball. Sarjot Singh now on it. He's going to get a foot normally. He just keeps it. Oh, gets the pulling field, but a double turnover there. Chris John and Sarjot Singh having a little ding-dong battle. And here comes the overhead. Long-range ball. South Africa in the top edge, and then Pete Tate with a backhand save. Good hand skill there. The Jedi. Hewitt out wide. Till trying to find the ball across. Steve Bell getting an edge on that. Janari now working it forward. Bell going to cross it. Good little air on it. In fact, just enough air to beat sticks. And Daliwal, as he has at the back all day. Super efficient. Keeping it simple. As Janari now comes in, he's going to try and get the cross going. It's a nice, good delivery, and nobody at the end of that. Looked like Craig Till. A couple of players, in my opinion, stand a little bit upright. They need to get themselves down on their haunches. You see it better when you on the ground as Reg Morrigan, full attention. Nigel Gregory going to get a card for this. So Gregory gets a card to be ejected for 2 minutes as Reid Ross comes back on again. So in one blow, the reversal of fortune. South Africa now back to full strength in player numbers. And Malaysia, a player down for 2 minutes, which is going to take them right to the 2 minutes from the game as Janari with a great turn. He's going to deliver this, I think. Good crack. And Chris John on the baseline there, just unable to get a stick on it. Just double checking out was Chris John. Ball going over the top now, and Malaysia, South Africa back in numbers. Malaysia running through the lines of Sundar. Sundar to Ramasamy, he can be dangerous. Ramasamy just trying to find the foot, but Reid Ross on the front foot, cover defense. Holding the ball up. And now we got Hewitt trying to find Janari. And Sarjot Singh, all the experience in the world, stepping through the line. Plays it out to Kareem, but Kareem's got no choices on you. Nobody to help. Louis Gregory's up on the field now. He's been hitting the ball long all day long. Comes cracking in there. South Africa played the ball on to South African. Reid Ross played that onto Tate. It wasn't intentional because they were both trying to cover Sundar, who was waiting for the ball, and Louis Gregory, as he has before, probably drift this across and then head in. No. Asks Karim to do it. Karim hits the ball into Reid Ross's stick. He'll claim that he was hanging it there on purpose. As Hewitt now comes on the break. He's got Till on his left. Chris John ahead of them. No lie, Steve Bell ahead of them. Chris John dropped in the midfield. There he is now. Again, back to Mallet. They need people in the middle of the field. Need to work together here. Till and Hewitt get closer together. Does go for the crack. And a deflection. The ball's still in play. Janari trying to find a short corner. Puts it through the legs. Pops it up onto Dhaliwal. And Dhaliwal, a very upright player, gets it on his foot. I'm not sure who got what edge on there, but it looked for all likelihood that that ball was going for a deflection. The ball came out left here, and Till with a snapshot cross. Actually, I think a Malaysian defender. In fact, it was Dhaliwal. He came running all the way through. Dhaliwal made the first deflection, and then unfortunately he ran all the way through to make the next tackle. And South Africa now with 45 seconds on the clock need to score this, otherwise they're going to go to showdowns. Ball comes in. It's going to be a little slip flick. No, they're going for the zigzag. A little confusion over there. Malaysia have got numbers here. They get the ball out to the left. Ramasami's lurking on the far side. Unsure where they need to go, and the turnover happening there. Tara with 20 seconds on the clock. South Africa need to just get a short corner, I think, from here. Hewitt's going to find the ball forward. Bell's going to cross it. Hasn't hit anything, and that's going to run down the clock. Unfortunately, we've got 8 seconds left, and not much going to happen. Yeah, I'm afraid. Singh's going to throw it long, and the clock's going to run down, and we're going to go for showdowns. 1-1 this game ends, end-to-end stuff. Both teams running themselves into the ground. A good spectacle of hockey, as we'll be right back with the showdowns to determine who plays for 5 and 6 and who plays for 7 and 8 in this category.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
And there goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people that's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe, and ready to host you.
We'll come back. We're having showdowns here between South Africa and Malaysia for the 5 and 6 position. South Africa in the first showdown. And unfortunately, Steve Bell going first. And Ghani, the keeper for Malaysia, making a fantastic little foot save there. There'll be 5 of these showdowns. The game ending 1-1 as Ramasamy now steps up. He's going to have a go against Kevin Green in goal. Whistle goes. Got 8 seconds to score. Takes it around the outside. Gets himself a bit stuck. Looking for the lob. And the whistle went before the ball went in. The whistle went before the ball went in. This might have to go to... This might have to go to a video referral because... This is going to be controversial because the ball... definitely been flicked before the whistle went. We're going to have a goal standing for Malaysia, but controversial, to say the least, as Reid Ross now steps up. Reid Ross now winning. Umpire's going to give him 8 seconds to run in here and see if he can go over the top. Reid Ross doing the spin. He's going to turn again and backhand it. And the whistle going before it went. Again, time running out there for him as he just ran out of time to go in. Malaysia now got a chance with Kareem running in. Nice pace going around the outside, looking for the angle. Flipping it in over Kevin Green, and that ball had good pace on it. Well taken there. Fantastic putaways. Malaysia now 2-love up in the showdowns. In a good position. South Africa now with their third one. Janari taking it in. Trying to go around the outside and flicking it low. He does go around the outside and he misses it. That means they've missed 3. Malaysia need to now score 1 more to win this. They need to score 1 more to win this. Nice and close. Showdowns always adding to the dramas. Injured Tara gets the job of taking the third one. Again, Malaysia now have chances. This will be the first chance to win this game. Tara's running across. Green putting the pressure on. Gets lobbed over, but the whistle went first. Time ran out, and so no goal. Took too long. As goal denied. The 8 seconds ran out. And South Africa get a short reprieve, but need to go again. Steve Bell now stepping up. Yeah, Malaysia 2-1 up after 3 each. Ball running in, he's going to try and arc this. He goes for the arc, needs to turn again and flips it in. And the ball does cross the line now in time. And South Africa get their first on the scoreboard. That'll be 2-1. Sarjot Singh now given the responsibility. He can slot this to win the game for them again. He runs it in. He's going to take the ball wide. He's going to hit it. He's not going to hit it. He takes the dummy. And the ball gets pushed across. And Sarjot Singh with the first dummy. Put Kevin Green down. I think they're going to play it out anyway, but the game is over. They're going to finish this over. I think the agreement is it's going to be. And there it is. Umpires have realized Game's over. Malaysia have won this on a showdown. South Africa going to be a bit disappointed. They led the game for a large patch of that match and conceded a goal near the end of the game. Couldn't bring it back and then lost, unfortunately, on a showdown. Thank you for watching.